Yes.
You were talking about the other night, and I'm excited to hear about it. So
cool. Yeah, I became a hippie.
there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I became a hippie after the war, and you know, I bought 2.5 acres outside of Perry, and I don't know if you're familiar with the term permaculture, but it's pretty much you use whatever ecosystem and environment to grow organically. So you use things that are beneficial and companion, and you just don't use any chemicals. And I'm an organic farmer. This is my second year. My garden size from the first year is probably up 400 or 500% from the first year. I have chickens now. I'm getting 10 eggs a day. I have ducks where I'm getting 1 egg a day, but I have 2 baby ducks that are about to be put out, and they'll be giving me.
Now your chickens, you said you've got like a coop that's on wheels, so you can actually fertilize. Mm-hmm. You fertilize the ground.
So that's also a permaculture design.
Yeah, I like that, dude. That's pretty cool.
So yeah, it's a play off the old rickshaw, and it's got pegs in the front. It's got wheels in the center. 22-inch wheel, like cartwheels.
Yeah.
Non-inflatable, so you don't have to worry about that. And it's like 40 by 40, and it can hold up to like 38 birds.
Yeah.
And they only go in there at night. And I just move the place around every 5, 6, 10 days.
Yeah.
And then my netting is hooked up to a solar battery charger, and my netting is an electric fence that it's easily moved. So all I do is I have my area that my chickens are, and then when a place is all tilled up and there's no grass and they scratch it and they poop on it and they fertilized it, I move the stuff out and I literally just plant right behind it.
Yeah.
I don't have to till, I don't have to dig, I don't have to. And a lot of people don't know, but like tilling messes up the organic components of the ground.
Breaks them apart, separates them. Yeah.
So yeah, like the organic layer of ground is there for a reason. And if you take the bottom layer and you add it and you put it onto the top, you're completely changing the organic chemistry of the thing, and it actually messes it up.
Well, that ground that's already below that ground has already went through the process that the organic material I went through. It's ready to go.
It's ready to go.
And your top starts, it's not ready to go. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a beautiful thing, and I hope to have a food forest on my property, so I don't want any grass. I don't want any lawn. I want my whole 2.5 acres to be 3 tiers of producible, perennial produce, like food.
Yeah.
From fruit trees, nut trees, shrubs, to ground plants. And it's just everything works together. And, I'm doing the work right now with putting in some of these trees that are 2 feet high that 10 years, I'm going to be able to look at and be like,
yeah,
that's some good shit.
I like that, brother.
Yeah, it's cool.
Now you got your medical license, right?
I do have a medical cannabis license.
Are you growing any out there?
I am not growing any currently, but I just bought my 4x4 Vivio Sun reflective tint.
I've got one of those.
Nice. I have lights.
You got seeds?
I don't have seeds yet.
Let's finish up here. I'll give you some seeds.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been a cannabis advocate. Cannabis saved my life. I went from taking all these kinds of medicines to being on just like an anxiety medicine when I need it. Just from switching to cannabis. I actually my moving to LA was partly for medication because Oklahoma didn't have it.
I'd move to LA for herb. I would. They got good herb there.
So I
not like Seattle, but Cali's got good herb.
Kendra, the Playboy bunny that was married to Hugh Hefner?
Yeah. Not personally, but yeah.
Yeah. So I actually moved into one of her old apartments there in LA. And this place, palm trees, banana trees, the circle, there's a pool, and then all of the homes of the apartments on the outside. The old slat windows.
Yeah.
So I used to I'm a longboarder, and I used to longboard to my cannabis shop, which is about 2 miles away, and I would do it every 3 days, 4 days, just to have the experience of putting music in, longboarding to my cannabis shop, hanging out at my cannabis shop, and then longboarding back, and like that was just a beautiful moment. Like to do all of that every couple of days was just an experience that was, I mean, there is a negative connotation with cannabis, but like if I'm trying to relax, there's nothing more relaxing than longboarding to go get medicine, and that in itself is healing. Yeah. So
well, I would rather veterans like smoke cannabis than drown themselves in alcohol.
yeah, I mean, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I've dealt with alcohol issues. I've got it under control.
Yeah.
I got it under control at this moment today, but it's always, I mean, I was in LA film school, and I got word that Sergeant Prinz, he's one of the, just one of the most amazing, sweet, awesome, gentle, great leader. I got word that he got killed because he was helping a woman at a bar who was getting beat on by her boyfriend or husband or whatever. He stepped in, broke the fight up. The guy went out to his vehicle, got a gun, came back in, shot him. Yeah. Now this guy, I mean, he was in the truck with me whenever we got blown up, when I got the Purple Heart. And, I was in LA film school, and when that happened, I drowned myself. And I don't think I came out of my house for 2 months. I don't think I left my house for 2 months. I mean, check that. I would leave my house every morning at like 3:30, 4 o'clock to go to the gym. And I would go to the gym. It was a mile away from my house. It'd be at dark. And I'd get home right at sunlight. And I'd stay inside my, I had a saying, if it's noon somewhere, And I always started my day at noon drinking. And I remember going through full-on bottles one day. Like the whole big bottle. One day. Jameson, man. That Jameson and Infantryman.
Ranger juice. Jameson's.
That was a wild turkey.
No, Jameson's, man. Ranger juice.
You're just trying to numb. Alcohol was my security blanket. Yeah. It was and that was while I was using cannabis too. Like cannabis wasn't enough to fix my addiction.
What about now?
Now it helps. I can smoke or take an edible or something.
I found the same way, man. Like I'll think about, like I'll drive by the liquor store. I'm like, swing or get a 12-pack, and then I'll be like, no, just go home and smoke.
Yeah,
and it really is. It's kept me from drinking, and I've actually gone home and people are like, hey, you're losing weight. But just like Josh and I were talking about, when you stop drinking and you stop adding all those sugars and all that and carbs to you, your body kind of goes to its natural state.
And that's why I kind of quit, is I didn't want to be diabetic just from drinking.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I'm surprised I'm not.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, cannabis is a good thing for people and for looking for alternative medicines. But that's actually how we met, in a sense. Like, I was going to the cannabis dispensary, Doc Green's.
Yeah.
And Doc asked if I knew you.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started talking about, hey, you should check out this podcast. You should be on this podcast. And then I reached out, and then you answered and said, I know you.
Yeah.
We met at the
Warrior Walk.
We went at the walk. And so I would love to talk about that.